Hello everyone, I just shot a video about the ing word and whether they are gerunds or adjectives, which Schoolhouse Rock has misled me over. And I thought you'd be interested in the process of getting ready to publish it. So I just go into YouTube here and I hit the little upload video, one click on it, I believe. I must have right now. You gotta use the drop down, go upload video. And then I usually open a thing like this and you can see some of my recently recorded videos, and to be able to tell one from another, because I just shot the latest one, it's best to be in view details. I already am. So where are those sort headers? I need the date sorter, and I move the newest stuff to the top or to the bottom. I know I just uploaded one here and I renamed it. It's nice to see the size and stuff. This is one that doesn't matter. Oh, try again. That's the one I'm recording. Can't delete that. I'm uploading the last one I did. It's interesting. The icon already appears when you start recording the next. So I already uploaded this. It's Bing Chat or Go Lame. It's Bing Chat or Go Lame. One is a waste of time, the other helps your brain. Okay. So it's this one, and I always keyword here. Now it's easy to lose that renaming highlight, but I want to capture, well, really the exact word arrangement that I've used elsewhere. So that's going to become the file name because it manifests all over the place. I was thinking of optimizing on Schoolhouse Rock because it's probably quite searched on, but honestly, the more important concepts are binging versus binging, a new homograph. I should probably get homograph in there, but it's gerunds versus adjectives, which is my concept. So that becomes my new file name, right? So here, click and wait while you hover over. Function F2 would do the same thing, right click, rename, whatever. And then you just paste in what you want to use, and then you file nameify it. This is mostly for the sake of Google seeing, or YouTube really, seeing the keywords when you upload, because it's automatically going to use those as your headline. So in the old SEO tactic of weakest link in the chain, if you're doing an exact word arrangement, you put that in a number of important places. And if it can work as a signal to something that it may or may not work as a signal for, you err on the side of, yeah, it probably is a signal. So you can now use Microsoft's arrow snap to do this, and it still looks a little bit narrow, so we do this. I could, get rid of some panels and stuff, but it doesn't really matter because this is such a temporary thing we're doing here, because I can get rid of this in a second. All I got to do now is drag this over here, right? And watch how it sets up the upload for you. Now remember, everything you're doing is being snooped down now by Microsoft Bing. It wasn't that way yesterday for me, but since this browser upgrade that put the Bing chat icon there, I don't even need to click on it. Look, you mouse over it. Look how aggressive that is from Microsoft. It's almost hard to believe. But I'm using it because you can't be left out of this chat revolution. There's a real chat revolution going on. And now that I did that drag copy, I don't need that there anymore. And it's uploading in the background as I go. So if you plan on doing like an instant premiere, it'll be ready by the time you're done. Now here in the description, you got some choices. You can just write from scratch and describe it. But I'm at the point where I have already even published a page on this topic. So I can go over here and I can use as the first line of my YouTube description the very URL that brings you to that article. And then I go to the next line, and then I can use the content of that article right in the description to go for a sort of redundancy. but I really wrote this very casual, so I can probably go all the way down to here for that one. Paste that in, maybe. And they give you so much room for these descriptions in YouTube that it's okay to go pretty long. I'll grab the other half of the article that I think is important. Actually, that's most of it. This is what it didn't answer. So because it ended the session there, I might as well use it in the description, because that's what I'm really trying to do. That's quite descriptive, but you see, I'm not putting that much time into it. This is commitment and consistency approach. Just get it out there and iterate fast, right? I don't have to put out a commercial product that people are going to be criticizing me on the way Microsoft is with Bing. I'm just iterating fast almost for myself and sharing my thoughts with a small circle, because none of my stuff is popular. No matter what I do, I'm a little too abstract or esoteric, not good enough of a communicator, call it what you will. All right, so I do make it monetization turned on, because skin in the game. If you don't have skin in the game, you're not really motivated. So monetization is on, but I uncheck the evil box, non-skippable video ads. I hate them. I hate them when I encounter them. I would not wish them even upon my audience that I could make money from. And it's chump change. If the money isn't important, do what's best for the audience. Do advertising, so I have all the knowledge regarding monetization on YouTube. That's good for you. But turn off the most evil of the ad types. Breeze your way through here. Don't bother with those cards that could compel, because I'm walking away from a fair amount of potential positive benefit by breezing through these things. And I switch to public and I set as premiere. And then when it actually premieres, I do try to tune in to see if people are watching and want to chat. But then I go back to my own thing, because this is just a brief interlude in the day, whereas other people edit videos for days or weeks. I just slam them out there. And I think it should be becoming fairly obvious by now. There is not enough time in life for video editing if it's not like really your main thing. So AIs are going to edit you, right? And look at this large body of work. I have thousands of videos. How long do you think it's going to be before AIs come in and discover all the stuff about me that the other systems prior just really couldn't? I could never be popular in the old way, where simple algorithms only promoted those people who were hyperbolic, bombastic exaggerators, right? And not for people who are a little bit obtuse, inaccessible, but have lots of valuable things to say and are really trying. So you can visit where it's going to premiere, and then you're just sort of in a waiting game. It's probably going to be an animated countdown with really terrible resolution at first. Premiere will begin shortly. And that's even a URL I can use to see quite how meta this is going to be, because here's the link to the blog post. Now, could the blog post have this video embedded into it? You bet, because you saw me just copy that YouTube link. So I guess I'll put it underneath here. I hope this helps. Thanks. This is a good place, right? So I paste that link from YouTube. Now watch this. I hit escape to get out of insert mode. At Y, because I do this so often, the wrapper for a YouTube include automatically gets put in there, and I'll just start rendering that in the background, which, as you see, will render out the blog. Now when this gets published and people click down on that link, it will have this video also embedded on that page. Do you see the coolness of this approach? Oh my God. So anyway, this will start its countdown in not too long. Let's see, it says Premiere will begin shortly. It gives the current date. It's just rendering. It's just taking its time in the background because, you know, these instant premieres are not quite as instant as the upload. So you can just wait. I'm doing a refresh here just in case, because it's not going to, can't rely on auto refresh as well as auto refresh is working throughout the internet, especially on things like Github. You can see here on a refresh, it might have actually been ready for you and just showing you that placeholder. Oh, that make me eat my words. All right, so we'll be waiting for that, and I've shown you my my real-time publishing technique, right? That's pretty much it. The last thing I showed you, I had recorded a video, and that recorded video lost in screens, right? So now we go to screen 8. You know, always pop up a new desktop when you need, and just pop up with Windows key R. Windows key E for Explorer, and then I just start to type videos because I use the recommended video folder for that sort of thing, and there you have it. This is the one that I'm recording right now, which I'll be doing this exact same process for, and this is the one that you saw me just push up, so you can see how it becomes self-fueling and momentum building. And I've really been hesitant to do this sort of approach because taking time out of the workday to do YouTube publishing on my own channel, but honestly, with this new employer, this stuff is not clean enough for their content, and this is all just the raw material where I'm practicing, where I'm you know, doing things for the first time so that when I do it with them for better videos and whatnot, it's not so raw and for the first time. This is the discovery process. So there you have it. And if my screens just look like they're popping, what's really occurring is I'm going left and right in the ribbon of pages of virtual desktop pages that both Mac and Windows really use as their primary way now of navigating through these virtual desktops, which you can get to swiping up on the trackpad or expose on the Mac. It's all really the same, right? Macs let you rearrange these things, Windows don't. There's some tiny nuanced differences. The keyboard shortcuts are a little different, which is really annoying because the muscle memory tied to the proprietary operating host system features are not timeless and portable. So the more similar they are between Windows and Mac, the better off you're in the long run. But when you're in a you know, command line environment, or you're in the web browser environment, most of the keyboard shortcuts, the muscle memory, the keystrokes are exactly the same, so you're serving yourself very well. I show Jupyter as if it were a web browser, and it really is, because all I did to get Jupyter to be a full screen app without tabs is in Edge, right? Because the kind of stuff Microsoft can do. You go to localhost :8888, which is Jupyter. I just did 3 8s, it's 4 8s. Let's see if I can correct that before it punishes me. Let's try one more time. Localhost :8888. I always try and throw these little bonuses in. You'll see it's Jupyter Lab, just like the screen that's always to the left. So I'm bringing up the same exact thing by going to localhost :8888. Maybe. Am I taxing my system that much with all the screen recording and the uploading going on? Well, at any rate, whenever you're on a page, you can go into, I'll come back when that's finished. I'll use another page as an example. Say I wanted to make this blog post a full screen app. You just go down here to apps, install this site as an app, and it gets an icon. It can go on your start bar, it can go on your desktop and get Windows keyboard shortcuts for launching it. And that's pretty much what I do here for Jupyter in order to get, you can only see it on my desktop, I guess. That's where we go over, yeah, new desktop 9. That's where we get this one here, right? That's a web page that opens as a full screen app so that I can do these tricks. And there you have it. I'm sharing a lot of my tricks with you. I'm Mike Levin at mikelev.in. My website is my name. Doing some self-promotion, but really in service of sort of a greater vision here of helping my employer take over the world of free and open source software, which is really my thing, with a lot of alternative approaches to help you get into using Python through Jupyter. Anyone who watched the GPT-4 announcement a couple days ago knows that all this stuff is really about getting you into Jupyter using Python. Show you in there. Maybe I show you the video if it rendered, right? So you remember I go to here, I go to here, and this icon shows me how far through the GitHub Pages Jekyll Liquid rendering process is, and then you can just watch it do its thing. First it builds, then it report build status, then it deploys. So I can drill in here and I'll show you the build that's occurring. And each one of these is collapsed where there's more that you can see. All right, so I could expand that, close it back down. And anyone who doesn't know, if you have a GitHub, account, if you keep your code on GitHub, you can web publish using the same thing I do. It's just settings, pages, and then you set stuff up in here. My repository is private, but the published site is public, so it's a great way to do it. You don't need to let people see your whole repo, which branch. This is from a long time ago. I'll probably have to change that to main from master at some point. The woke GitHub, and custom domains. I'm using a custom domain here, enforcing HTTPS and all that happy stuff, right? That's all it takes to host a site with GitHub. You keep your site either as HTML or as static Markdown. In either case, it's static. You can either edit HTML directly, or you can use Markdown, which is a very, very simplified HTML, which is what you see me doing there over in my journal, which becomes this blog, right? My public journal. So we go in here, and there should be the YouTube premiere. So there you have it. It's not merely me showing you how I publish these videos in my workflow. It's bringing it all the way. Now this is the link to a live one, so I can't see an error occurred. I'll probably have to fix that. That's because it's one of those live premiering things, and I might have got that thing a little bit wrong in here. But after the live stream is over, after the instant premiere is over, I can just go back and double check this here, which is the YouTube video ID. So I've given you some real insight into my whole process. Last thing now is we'll check to see if it really is premiering, and that'll be a great way to wind up this video and get on with my day. Doop 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 doop. Have you replaced it with the countdown? Oftentimes you get a countdown here. If you don't, it's possible to close out of that window and just double check, because by now we usually get the countdown. Back to your channel content. And you can explicitly ask for the sharing link. Oh, we've updated the inappropriate language and guidelines. Yeah, see, there it is. It's basically done, right? So we get a shareable link, plug that in there. It does kind of like a little auto forwarding thing going on there. And we can watch it premiering, and we can double check this ID here. Yeah, see, it's the same ID. I don't need to do a copy paste. That error is probably because it and there's our countdown, right? If I kill 2 minutes, we'll actually. It turns my voice down because audio is playing from the computer. So if I wait this out, you'll see the premiere start to occur. If anyone is watching, you'll see the people who are waiting. One, watching now, waiting for the premiere. I wish this showed it here, but I don't think it will until the live premiere is over. Do you like this? Do you like this kind of video? Should I do more? It's very meta, self-referential. You can switch between virtual screens by moving left and right with the 3-finger squish, 4-finger squish. Or you can use the keyboard shortcut when you're on Windows, but it looks like a pop, 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 not like a smooth transition. There's a lot of ways to do it. Let's see me premiere, and then I'll premiere this, so we can have recursive premieres. Recursive or whatever, overlapping premieres. Neat trick.
All right, here's another quick video here. Because
thanks for joining me.
Articulating
Hope to see you again soon. And don't forget to subscribe.
When I add the ing,